So today we're going to be having a little bit of a kind of highlighter off. Well, that sounds a bit weird, doesn't it? I basically got two new highlighters from IHEARTMAKEUP and Freedom Makeup, both kind of sister companies of Makeup Revolution. Today I'm just going to be doing a first impression. We're going to be trying one on each cheek. If there's ever been a reason as to why we are born with two cheeks, this is it, so that we can try two highlighters at the same time. By the way, I have had a little change to my hair. As you can see, I've toned it, so that brassiness has almost gone. It has gone a bit purple, but this is my hair. Would we expect anything less? No. Also, I put a bit of orange in the bottom here. Like, I thought that it was peach up until the point that it was done, and then I was like, that looks a little bit more orange. And then I looked at the bottle and it said orange, and I was like, that makes sense. Anyway, the first highlighter that we have here is by IHEARTMAKEUP. I'm a huge fan of these little kind of boxed products. I love the blushing hearts. Love them. I've not actually tried any of the boxed highlighters, so this is going to be a first situation for me. So this one is in the shade Goddess of Faith, and it's a bit confusing actually because it says triple baked highlighter, but then it says illuminator, and it seems like it's spelled like not in the English way, like maybe the French way. Okay, so it looks like a really kind of champagne-y. It's not silver, it's not pink. It seems to be like, I'm going to go with champagne. That's what I said. I'm sticking with it. I've not swatched this or anything. This is the, well, I have taken a picture of it, but it remains untouched by human hands at this point. Also, this cost me $4.99. I'm going to do a little swatcheroo. Feels nice and soft. Okay, and there it is on my finger. It looks a little bit glittery, I would say. Let's do the all-important swatch. Da, da, da. Oh, yes. This is what we like to see. Look at this. Can you see that kind of... Uh-oh. Uh-oh. We're going to be in trouble with this. This is pretty beautiful. It actually looks quite peachy on my hand. I do get the feeling that this isn't necessarily going to be like a very intense highlighter, which is why I think they've thrown in the illuminator kind of into the description, because illuminators are a lot more subtle and more natural looking than kind of highlighters. So, but that's fine. I don't mind. I mean, I would use this as an all over setting powder. I've literally been known to do that, and I have no shame. Okay, so anyway, I'm going to apply this to one side of my face, and then we're going to move on to the other one. So let's get started. Okay, so this is probably not actually the best brush for highlighting, but I don't follow the rules apparently when it comes to makeup, and I just like it. It's like my comfort zone of highlight brushes. Okay, so let's go. By the way, I've not got any kind of, I've just done my contour, but nothing else. Okay, so I'm going to go in again because I don't really feel like I'm getting a lot. Oh, okay, come, oh. Seriously, like really, like Amwin, do you have to fall off your stool in every single video? Like, I need to get a new stool. Okay, let's see, anyway, back to the highlighter. Can you see it? Let's have a look. I'm liking this. I am liking it. Do you remember, I don't know, you may not have seen this video, but I did a first impression recently on a MAC Extra Dimension Skin Finish. It was so disappointing. It was probably the most disappointing first impression I've ever done. And it was probably the most, like, the most expectation and excitement that I had going into it. So anyway, sorry, back to this. So I'm liking this. I get the feeling that with this one, you are going to have to kind of build it up a little bit, which is nice because you know, you're not going to go straight in there and then be like, wow, she is highlighted to the extreme. It's too much. People crashing their cars as they're driving past. Anyway, so it's not like that. It's just a really kind of, I don't know, it's really pretty. I mean, it's not really highlighting my pores and fine lines anywhere near as much as the MAC one, because I don't know what was wrong with that powder that it made my fine lines be so highlighted. By the way, I'll link that first impression below so you can see it. What are we thinking? I like this. I think it's got a really nice kind of silvery pearlescent look to it. Fair skinned, I think this would definitely be a good highlighter to go for. I've noticed recently with trying out a lot of different highlighters that being a fair-skinned girl, it's very difficult to actually find highlighters that will A, show up on your skin, and B, kind of pop on your skin. But I like this one. I think it's just about the right kind of tone of like silvery pearlescent. Does that make sense? I don't know. Okay, so I'm liking that one. I think it's very natural. I think it has given me a kind of glow. If I pair the two sides, okay, so that's that side, non-highlighted cheek and a highlighted cheek. Okay, I'm liking that, and I would definitely recommend this Goddess of Faith. If you're fair-skinned like me, I just think it's given me a really kind of natural, not too kind of overdone, kind of glowy look on my cheeks. So, fabulous. I'm liking this, and I'm looking forward to wearing this more. Okay, so now we're going to move on to the other highlighter that I have. This is by Freedom Makeup, who again are a sister company of Makeup Revolution. I've not tried that many products by Freedom Makeup, so it would help, wouldn't it, if I took the bit of sellotape off. Packaging, honestly, it's just, I have no time for it. I have patience for everything other than tricky packaging. This is a pro highlight, and it's in the shade Glow. I mean, I don't need to say it, do I? But it looks beautiful. This is a lot more kind of, I'd say kind of yellowy goldy toned than the Goddess of Faith. Goddess of Faith, I would say, is a lot more kind of, it's more peachy champagne, and then over here you've got Mr. Yellowy Goldie man. I don't know. It cost me £3, so it was okay, maths. Oh, maths, right. $4.99 to $1.99 cheaper than the IHEARTMAKEUP one. So we're going to put it to the test and see what we think. A lot of people have been saying that this is a dupe for Whisper of Guilt by MAC. So I don't know, because I've never swatched that one. But in terms of like the design, it does look a lot like Whisper of Guilt. So here it is on my finger, looking very yellowy, and it reminds me a lot of the highlight from the Makeup Revolution highlighting palette, where there were 3. There was a very yellowy toned one in there. It also reminds me a lot of the Golden Lights Baked highlight from Makeup Revolution. You know, it's got that kind of yellowy shift to it. Okay, so definitely swatched very yellow. It also seems to be a little bit powdery, and it doesn't have that same kind of metallic, you know, the sheen, the almost kind of wet look sheen to it than the IHEARTMAKEUP one has. It just looks a little bit more kind of flat, just not as glowy. But anyway, we're going to go for it. We're going to put this on the face, and then we will decide what we think, because that's what we're here for, I suppose. Right, let's give this a go. And I'm just going to say, I've lost my brush. Where is it? Oh, it's here. Of course, right there in my lap where I left it. Where else would it be? Anyway, I've got a feeling that this is going to be a little too unnatural looking for me, only because it's got this yellow undertone, which I've never had success with before. I will reserve my judgments until it's actually on my face. So let's go. Okay, nothing's coming through as yet. Okay, can you see anything? I'm not really seeing much. I mean, oh, I can see a little bit. It seems to be a little bit chunky. Whereas the IHEARTMAKEUP one seems a lot more kind of wet looking, if that makes sense. This one, I can see it is kind of highlighting my fine lines. it's kind of highlighting the texture on my face, which that's never what I want. Okay, I mean, I'm not really getting the glow from this at all. Like with this one, you can see it's got that lovely kind of glow, the light bouncing off it, and it's just like, ooh la la, ooh la la. Whereas this one is more just like, I'm just here, I'm just having a relax. I am just putting my feet up, chilling out. That's what this one's doing. Wait, if my contour looks a little bit amateur today, which, let's face it, it's always looking amateur. It's never looking like professional. But I'm trying out a new contour powder from, I think it's Freedom Makeup actually. Freedom Makeup. And I've just noticed it may be a little bit not the best. So I'm really sorry. I know that people are probably looking at it saying, Anwen, we can't even focus on the highlight because... what's that on your face? Have you attempted contouring today? And Anwen's like, I'm sorry. Anyway, just please, let's put that to one side for now and pretend I did an excellent job at my contour today. Okay, so seriously, denial is definitely the best way, I think, in times like this. Okay, so I mean, I'm not getting much from this. What do you think? You tell me. I'm going to just try. Like I always say this, I know, but I never get my placement quite right when I'm doing these highlighter kind of whatever. I don't get my placement right, and then I get really annoyed with myself when I'm editing because I'm like, and when you turned your head, like I'm over here going, can you see it? Can you see the highlight? What do you think? Can you see the glow? Like literally, that's what. And I'm like, Anwen, just turn your head, turn it round. So I'm trying to. Go on. I'm not a huge fan of that one, really. I know that I went into it being a little bit negative because I was saying that this kind of yellowy tone has just never worked for me. If you've got kind of olive skin or just like a deeper skin tone or tan skin, I feel like this would be really beautiful. It would pop on your skin, and I think the warmth of that yellow would really glow and you'd be glowing like a goddess. However, on my kind of fairer skin, all it does is come off as looking quite unnatural. Yellow isn't my best friend. She says wearing a mustard top, but this is mustard. Mustard and yellow are very different. Like you wouldn't call a banana mustard banana skin, would you? You'd say no, it's yellow. Anyway, out of these two, I would definitely say I prefer the Goddess of Love highlight. I would definitely recommend this. I know it's a real struggle. If you've got fair skin, finding highlighters that compliment you or even make an appearance, let's face it. But I'm a huge fan of this one. Definitely recommend. Shall we do the nose highlight? Oh yes. That's what I'm looking for with a nose highlight. This, look, that's it. There we go. She's coming in the room. Gonna go crazy and apply a bit more because why not? So I'll just bang some on there. I definitely think that the IHEARTMAKEUP powders in general, certainly all the ones that I've tried, have been extremely finely milled and really smooth looking. They don't really, like this one has done a really good job of not highlighting my fine lines and pores too much. I mean, with any highlighter, you can always expect that the texture on your skin is going to be highlighted a little bit because of the nature of highlighters. However, this one isn't so bad at all. I'm just loving the nose highlight. I'm living for this right now. I am all about this nose highlight, really. And can you believe, I mean, I know I've mentioned this before, somebody actually said, who shall remain nameless, that they felt that the nose highlight should hopefully disappear in 2017. President or Prime Minister, I would be saying, as part of my rulings, I don't know, do they do rulings? I don't know. But my thing would be, everybody should be having a nose highlight. It should just be part of your daily kind of morning routine. Get up, just don't even have a coffee first. Just go straight for the nose highlight, then have your coffee, then put your pants on. and then go out and do your business. Not do a poo. Like, I mean, go to your place of business or whatever if you're at home, just start doing whatever you do with the nose highlight, because I guarantee every time that you happen to catch yourself in a mirror, like your reflection, you'll be like, ah, and it'll just make you feel a little bit kind of happier inside, because the nose highlight, look at it, look at it, look at it. The postman just came and dropped off a parcel, and I was like, oh, you know, when you actually, like, you're off work and you've just spent a few hours on your own, and then you have to actually, like, have some kind of social interaction, and you don't feel very capable of social interaction. So I answered the door, and he's like, oh, hello. And I'm like, you know, the Jenna Marbles face where she's like, if guys try and talk to you, just be like, I'm just like that naturally anyway. That's just what I am like every single day. After I've warmed up a bit, like at work, when I've been there for like a few hours and I've warmed up into social interaction, I'm not too bad. But, you know, anyway, what am I even talking about? Who knows? So I'm going to go now. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this. And I'm sorry, I know it really seemed like I gave the Freedom highlight a bit of a tough time. I just knew kind of when I saw the kind of heavily yellow undertones that it probably was not going to work for me. That's not to say I think it's a bad highlighter. A deeper skin tone, it would be really beautiful. It's not as finely milled as this one, so I think that the formula isn't quite as good. But yes, I don't want it to look like I'm bullying it. I'm not bullying you. We're friends. You just won't be going on my face again, unfortunately. So anyway, I'm going to go now. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you've got fair skin like me. Like, what highlighters would you recommend? Because it's a real struggle, actually. Like, seriously, I know it's a first world issue, I know, but it is a struggle to find highlighters that actually make an appearance and, you know, come and say hello on fair skin. Anyway, I'm going to go now. Bye. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.